It's 4:38 in the morning.
Welcome to our incredible adventure hiking in Patagonia.
Wow, I'm so glad we made it. I had my doubts then. Whoa. Wow. It's 4:38 in the morning. Don't know if you can see anything or hear anything, but we're starting on day 5 of the W trek. We're hoping to get to the towers of the base de la Torres for sunrise this morning. So apparently it's about 3 hours. I'm not sure. I think it's 3 hours up and back, but we'll see. So here we go.
We're Alicia and Michael, and this is day 5 of our W trek in Torres Del Paine National Park in the heart of Patagonia. The last day of the W trek is the pinnacle of the entire trail. It's the money shot, if you will, and it's the photos that you've seen everyone take when they do the trek. It's the main attraction. Our journey begins this morning at Chileno campsite, nestled in the heart of this pristine wilderness. We are brimming with a mixture of nerves, excitement, and anticipation. Well, actually for me it's definitely more nerves. I feel like I'm shaking. All of our steps on this hike have led us to this exact trail, so talk about pressure. We set off in the pitch black. Our alarms were set for 3:50 a.m, which didn't exactly make for a restful sleep last night. But apparently the view is absolutely incredible, and who needs sleep? We'll sleep when we're done. The first part of the trail reminds me of like an enchanting forest, and with every step we gain elevation. The air is crisp, and the scent of the forest invigorates our senses. Even though we're doing this self-guided, today we're with a big group of hikers, far more than we've seen our entire time on the W trek so far. But it's really nice, as the collective group encourages everyone to push on and just take it one step at a time. It doesn't take long for the trail to get tough, each bend becoming steeper and steeper until we're basically rock climbing, scrambling up huge boulders that form a kind of ragged staircase that would be suitable for a giant. I don't have much footage of this climb because it was mostly in the complete darkness, and we were honestly just focused on breathing and climbing. At the steepest sections we took only 3 or 4 steps before needing to stop and catch our breath. After what felt like an endless climb, we finally make it to a clearing that gives us a moment to look at the trail below. We can see a smattering of lights bouncing their way up, all of the hikers' headlamps as they climb up the trail in the darkness. An absolutely essential piece of gear if you're planning on arriving at the towers for sunrise is a headlamp.
You're almost there.
Thank you.
Don't give up, only like 3 more miles.
Thank you.
After the clearing, we finally get a glimpse of the towers. We are going to make it before sunrise. There's still a lot of rocks to climb over before we get to the viewpoint, but we can finally turn off our headlamps. The general recommendation is to get there for sunrise because it's supposed to be exceptionally beautiful, but also less crowded, as you have to be staying in the park to make it to the towers for sunrise. Whereas later on you'd be sharing the view with many day hikers who aren't staying in the park and are just visiting for the day to do the trek to the towers.
Whoa. Wow.
Then we've made it. Honestly, the climb was so hard, it takes us a few minutes to catch our breath and realize we have actually made it. I almost feel like I'm outside of my body. That was probably the hardest thing I've ever done, and I've ran 2 half marathons and completed Tough Mudder before. This trail is no joke.
We made it. Wow, there's so many people. Do you want to go all the way down there?
Probably right there would get some good shots.
There are quite a few hikers up here this morning, but it's not difficult to find a space for ourselves and where we can get some good shots. Now that we've stopped hiking, it is freezing up here. You can see there's some snow around the peaks, but the clear skies do make for an incredible view.
Wow, I'm so glad we made it. Good work, Lovey. Oh, I had my doubts then.
Yeah, me and scrambling are not friends.
Neither. I can't believe how clear it is. Like, I don't think it could be any clearer. Right?
Now, if you plan to make it up here for sunrise, make sure you wait for the sun to actually hit the towers. First light looks beautiful, but when the sun actually hits the towers, they almost look like they are on fire. It's absolutely breathtaking. We take an enormous amount of photos, but eventually start shivering and need to start hiking back down. We know we need to make it back to camp to pick up our bags, and we've already got our bus back to Puerto Natales booked for later this afternoon.
Can't believe I did this in the dark.
On our way back down, the trail feels so much longer. It's crazy what a difference only being able to see a few meters in front makes. We're also endlessly passing hikers on their way up. Once we get back to Chileno, we stop in at the Refugio to grab a quick sandwich. The place is absolutely packed with day hikers, certainly the most number of people we've seen in 5 days. Logistically, when we left the campsite this morning at 4 a.m, we packed up everything, packed all of our things into our big bags and left them in the awning of the tent. We weren't 100% sure if we'd make it back in time for the 9 a.m. checkout, and we were a little late. Having packed all of our things, it meant they could still clean our tent and get it ready for the next guests. Which meant once we'd had a quick bite and made a coffee, for reference, there was free boiling water at all of the refugios we stayed at on the W Trek. We packed what was in our smaller day bags back into our large packs and started our descent down to finish the trail. This trek down was probably my least favourite of the trail. It was very gravelly, making it rough on the knees, especially after such a big hike this morning. But also it was quite steep and not as picturesque as the prior few days. We were also very conscious of the time. We had booked the bus back to Puerto Natales to leave from Laguna Amarga at 3 p.m. We had read that there was a shuttle bus that could take us from Hotel Las Torres to Laguna Amarga.
So here we are at the end of the W Trek, the end of day 5. We made it up to the base Las Torres this morning for sunrise. It was epic. Didn't take a video up there. Not sure why, I was a bit speechless. The trek up there is really difficult, so it took us about 15 minutes to catch our breath. Today's been really tough actually. Doing that last stretch all downhill on tired legs with a big bag, probably wouldn't recommend it, but it's been a really good day. And we're just coming into Hotel Las Torres now, and we absolutely can't wait to shower, take our boots off, and get rid of these huge bags. Packed way too much stuff. Anyway, here we are at the end. We made it! Woohoo!
We arrived at Hotel Las Torres and thought that we had made it. But that wasn't the case. The hotel was not very welcoming. Granted, we were quite stinky backpackers at this point. Rather, we were pointed down the road and told that it was another 15 minutes. Damn it, that meant we were probably going to miss our bus. There was very little signage and we didn't have any phone reception, and so we trudged on until we saw other hikers ahead. Finally, we arrived at the shuttle. In actual fact, the shuttle bus leaves from the Torres Del Paine Welcome Centre, not Hotel Las Torres. So if you're tight on time, don't make the same mistake as we did. There was quite a line and we were told that it would keep running until everyone was taken. But we were at the end of the line, with probably 40 hikers in front of us. We were definitely going to miss that bus. The shuttle also only takes cash. It was 5,000 Chilean pesos each. Luckily, it's only about 10 to 15 minute drive. And they did ask what time our bus departs. When we told them 3, they didn't seem fazed at all. Finally, we were on the shuttle. It dropped us back off where we started, at the park entrance. And we got off to realise all of the buses were delayed. One of the buses had broken down, meaning they had to cancel the 2:45 bus back to Puerto Natales. This was very fortunate for us. We finally arrived back to Puerto Natales and stumbled back to our accommodation, feeling sore, tired, but incredibly accomplished. We headed out for a well-deserved feast before falling into a real bed to have one of the best sleeps we'd ever had. Distance travelled, according to the trailhead, 14 kilometres. According to iPhone, 26.9 kilometres, 34,469 steps. Money spent, hiking food, including that sandwich at Chileno, approximately $15 USD each. Shuttle bus from Las Torres to Laguna Amarga, 5,000 Chilean pesos each. Bus from the park entrance Laguna Amarga to Puerto Natales, 10,000 Chilean pesos each. Dinner in Puerto Natales, about 20,000 Chilean pesos for us both. So that brings us to the end of our 5-day W trek. Thanks so much for following our journey. Let us know if you have any questions in the comment section below, and we'll see you in the next one as we continue our adventure in South America.